So is it true that spring semester has a higher rejection than fall semester? I shouldn't say fake, but all these agents that teach people how to get F1 visa, you should change the university, you should change the course. That means that you have improved your profile and now visa officer will be convinced. Before we dive into all the strategies and stories that we're going to discuss in this podcast, let me ask you this. Do you have a clear job hunting strategy to get an internship or a full-time job? Most people don't, and it's costing them opportunities. I've helped over 1100 students with their strategies through my ultimate job hunting course.
And trust me, I'm not even kidding. I could see so many recruiters viewing my profile.
And it's been the best investment I've ever made.
The content is incredibly practical, filled with tips and strategies that make you stand out to recruiters.
It was one of the best courses that I have done till date.
This course covers everything that you need to stand out. You will get ultimate resume course, you will get ultimate LinkedIn course, networking strategy, access to 1100 plus job seekers for support, and personal support from me through WhatsApp group. I will walk you through every single step that you need with real examples and the tools that will give you an edge. I don't want you to miss any other opportunity to land your next job or an internship. So check the link in the description. And now I will let you enjoy the podcast. So is it true that spring semester has a higher rejection than fall semester?
It is. I mean, I can go through all of the State Department data, but I've done a small project with a business client of mine, and we did see trends that showed that spring semester rejection rates, it's a slightly tougher. Also, if you go for fall semester, rejection rates as the summer goes on become worse and worse. So if you're just 2 weeks away from your start date, that also starts to dip. We can speculate about why all day, and I don't want to put ideas into people's minds. However, sometimes the most prepared applicants do come earlier in the season, and sometimes more competitive programs are offered just in the fall. And, you know, people who have prepared ahead of time, maybe the consular officer is thinking that they're going to be going in the fall, and spring is kind of why are people going for the spring. Also, people who have been rejected in the fall go in the spring. Those who already have previous refusals are bound to get refused again. So there's all these different small things at play.
Okay, so I do want to, that is why we are making this video, is like people who have gotten rejection now planning to go in spring semester. What do they need to do to justify their case again? I've heard this again, the Reddit and Quora and WhatsApp and all these, I shouldn't say fake, but all these agents that teach people how to get F1 visa. You should change the university, you should change the course. That means that you have improved your profile and now visa officer will be convinced. How true is that? And then, we'll move on to the
Yeah. I love that, and you can give me a myth and then we can talk about it. Okay. Should I change the university and course? It depends. For example, I had a client that changed to a more competitive school in the spring. And the reason being was because he didn't have that I-20 in the fall. And so he's able to explain, what has changed in your profile? I got a more competitive I-20. I think that's perfectly fine. However, you still need to know why you're going to that school. So second, even if you don't change the university, you can still give a very solid answer for the university that you still selected. So it's not necessary to change the university, but you can, but be prepared to be asked why. And if you're completely flip-flopping majors, completely doing a 180 on universities, it can backfire against you. If you're changing everything and you can't answer why. So someone who is going for computer science now is all of a sudden going for an MBA program, for example, that could be a problem. That will be a problem unless you can explain why. So just be weary of changes as well. I hope that was clear.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But let's say I was going for computer science. Now I'm going for MEM, which is engineering management, more technical management program. And I can, if this is genuinely true, that I can explain that last 6 months I've been working in my company, and I realized that I have a passion for people and I'm not into someone who can just sit in front of computer and code. That is why this degree helps me get to become the product management and project manager, which is what I went to see in my career. Is that like a genuine answer? Like if that is a true reason?
It is. And I would say that you don't necessarily have to mention that you went from computer science
Yeah.
to management. So the problem is that when students go to the window, they're like, I changed my subject. You're like, my opinion is that that might be a red flag and you're complicating your case. So for you, you could just be simply, perhaps I didn't articulate myself well enough last season. I'm going for this course. And if the consular officer notices that you change your subject, at that point you can defend why. This is different than going to a more competitive school. So for each individual client, it's a different piece of advice that I would give them. For the person that went to a more competitive school because he didn't have that I-20, I did want that to be mentioned up front. So not to confuse people, each individual case is different. And I hope you guys are hearing me, because I'm not going to give you like quick answers that is a one size fit all. So you're going to have to like listen to this interview and be like, all right, so what works for me?
Yeah. Got it.